What's going on, you guys? It's Braden.
And Zach.
And welcome back to another episode of Martial Arts Study Guide. Today, we're going to go over my top 3 favorite defensive counter kicks. Now, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first one we're going to go over is a side kick. All these kicks that I'm going to be demonstrating is based off what I like to call headhunters. And what they do is they like to rush you and come in for you like right as the referee says go. So first one I'm going to go over is the side kick. So let's say me and this guy are squaring up. We're in a tournament. We're competing. And he squares up. And referee says go. He's going to come charging at me. I'm just going to shuffle forward and throw a nice side kick. So once again, we're going to do it a little bit faster. And that is the side kick.
Side kick's great for point competitions, in my opinion, because as you can see how Braden throws it, it's going to be hitting the chest. Most people, when they're rushing in here, they're already going for some sort of technique. So it's perfect open points, clean points.
Like I said, that's how we throw the side kick off of the opening move. And like I said, that's one of my favorite defensive counter kicks. Now on to the next one. Okay, the next kick we're going to go over is probably one of the ones that I use the most, and in my opinion, it's one of the most useful, because I was always taught the best way to defend against the technique is to avoid the technique completely. So what I'm going to do is, let's say me and this guy are squaring up. Referee says go. He comes rushing out. I'm going to take a step off to the side like we did in our clock footwork video, and as he's coming in, I'm just going to throw my leg out and connect with a roundhouse. So now we're going to do it a little bit faster. One more time. And that's stepping off to the side using a roundhouse kick. You can see it used in the 1984 Karate Kid movie quite effectively as well.
On this one, it's really the same purpose as the last one. I really ain't got nothing to really add on to that.
Like I said, the best way to avoid a technique, or the best way to block a technique, is to avoid it completely. So like I said, I'm just going to step out the way and throw my kick. And that's using a side step with a round kick in a defensive kicking motion. Okay, the last one we're going to go over is, this is one that you really got to have a strong timing game for. Like you got to have a really strong timing game for. I don't use this one as much, mainly because I'm still working on my timing, but it is one that I do use a little bit. So, okay, me and this guy are squaring up. The referee says go. First thing, he's going to come charging at me. I'm just going to turn and throw a jump spinning back kick right into his midsection. Because a lot of people, they'll come and like try to go for like a headshot. They're not going to be thinking about protecting their body most of the time. So like I said, you got to have a strong timing game. That way you can judge the distance and throw your kick accordingly. So now we're going to do it a little bit faster. And that's how we use the jump spinning back kick in a defensive but also slightly offensive manner. You got anything you want to add?
With that one, like you said at the beginning, you have to be a little more careful. If you're not good throwing this technique, chances are you're going to miss and just leave yourself open for punishment.
That is very true. That's why I always recommend work on your timing, work on some timing drills with either your instructor or a partner. And that way you can develop that timing in the rhythm. That way you can learn how to judge the distance and learn how to throw the technique accordingly. But that's throwing the jump spinning back kick in a defensive countering way of throwing the technique.
So I know those kicks look a little weird when we're using the pad. Right now we don't have any gear, at least I don't, for him just to full on go at me for it. But essentially when you're sparring, like he said and like I said, a lot of the headhunters will come in and they'll automatically try hammer fist, a back fist, somewhere to just start this off because they want the knockout or they want the point.
So it's always good because, like I said, I've been competing for about 2.5, almost 3 years now, and that's usually how almost all my matches start, is either someone coming in like this, someone coming in like this, or even faking a kick and then going into one of these. So these are techniques that are good to beat them to the punch, and it'll ruin their whole game plan, and it'll make them have to rethink their whole plan of action going forward in the match.
And it also depends what you're sparring in, what's your point contest, who you're fighting, what style.
Yeah, again, these are just some of the ones that I like to use. Again, these are not going to work for everybody, but these are just some of the ones that I use. What works for me may not work for you guys, and what works for you guys may not work for me. But that's all part of martial arts, is adapting it to your individual self and making it your own.
Another thing I have to add on those side kicks, those power side kicks, when someone's rushing in, they left themselves open. Even with the padding, their breast's gone.
So they're automatically going to be winded.
Which, where it'd be point sparring and you'll break, they get that chance, but in a real fight, that person's not going to get that chance to get their breath back, and that can save you multiple places.
That's very true. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe.
Check out the GoFundMe.
Check out the GoFundMe, link in the description down below. Check out all the social media down below. Give me a follow. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, all that fun stuff. And as always, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Support your boys. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.